Hello everyone, my name is Illyria, and welcome back to the demo version of Dimhaven Enigmas. Today I'm going to walk you through how to figure out the visa ID that we need to print in order to get past the checkpoint at the top of the stairs. Now everything that you need in order to figure out which numbers to use as the visa ID is going to be in the visa office. But before we can even start trying to figure out what it is that we need to print out, you have to be able to open this this locked drawer in here. So if you have not gotten to this point yet, pause it and go to my full playthrough, which I have linked in the description below, and I'll have timestamps as well to go through exactly how you're supposed to figure out the code to get into here. But if you're still watching, then that means that you have definitely opened this, especially since the update forces you to have opened this first in order to then figure out what it is that we need to print, because the update allows you to open up the other two drawers. The middle drawer is going to be the important one. So we have here is the ink tape. So we grab the ink tape, and then we can open. Yes, open this up. And load in the ink tape. Because if you don't load in the ink tape, you can try pushing buttons, but the buttons won't actually punch numbers onto the card that's loaded in there. So the ink tape would be as important to move forward, and you're going to need two things in order to figure out what it is that we need to do with the approval ticket that we got at the gate from Dolores. First, you're going to need the approval tickets that are laid about the visa office. So we have here number 65. You'll also need to look at 33, 48, and 79. 65 is the most important, and really only, I think 48 is the only other one that I think would be worth your time. You don't need to worry about the other three, because you can derive at least 3 of the 4 numbers that you'll need to figure out what the punch means off of this card alone, and we only need to figure out what the 4th number is. And what I mean by that is the game gives us the quadrants of the application tickets. The quadrants have number representatives. So the game tells us that this punch, when at the top left-hand corner of one of these quadrants, represents the number 4. And each one of these other punch holes represents another number. Now don't assume the other numbers are 1, 2, and 3, because they're not. But from this ticket alone, we can figure out what the top left-hand, top right-hand, and bottom right-hand corner are. You can figure out what the bottom left-hand corner is going to be based off of ticket 48. 48 is your buddy on that one, because you're going to need to figure out what all 4 of them are in order then to figure out what the numbers are on our ticket. So how we can then figure out what the other 2 numbers for this particular ticket alone is, as well as the other ones, is you're going to need to get into this desk drawer and look at the application documents that are in this drawer. Now we're looking at 48 right now, but what we need is 65. 65 will give you 2 pieces of information that are going to be important. Everything else is just gobbledygook and a little bit funny commentary from Matilda. But the first important piece of information is going to be this information right down here, the visa ID. And when we get finished with the visa ID information, then we will be looking up here at City of Departure. But first, I have put together a diagram. It makes it a lot easier to see because I know that the punch holes are not always easy to get a good visual look at, depending upon where you pick it up, and if you had the light on or off in the office, it can be difficult to see. But so this 43126740-02 is going to be what we're going to use to then decipher the other 2 of the 3 missing numbers on number 65. So let me pick up 65 and I'll explain what I mean. So for number 65, we have 4. So then every time we see a punch hole in the top left-hand corner, it's going to be the number 4. And if you see in a quadrant that we have multiple punch holes, then we add them together to then make the number. So how we figure out what the numbers are is we compare these punch holes to the visa ID number located on the document application. Here's the diagram that I put together for number 65. This will show you that the top left-hand quadrant punch hole is 4. And if we just look at the first 3 digits of the visa ID number, we have 4, 3, and 1. And it goes, we're reading left to right, and we go down from there. And it's going to be backwards, but you know. So here we have those 2 punch holes, which you can see. It has to be 2 and a 1, because it add 2 and 1 together, you get 3. And then the next number that follows is a 1. And so then that leaves that bottom left-hand corner a mystery, because it's not included on this particular ticket. But by adding everything together, we can see that 4, 3, 1, 2, 6, 7, 4, and when no punches are visible, it's 0. Now, this is why I say 48 is the best option. Because if you walk over to, I think 48 is this one. Yes. 48 will have, let's see, like this very last one right here. You can see that has the bottom left hand punch as well as the bottom right hand punch. So this will give you 2 numbers that will help us figure out our own punch card. So I put all 3 of the other visa application tickets that are found around the visa office onto one diagram. So it's going to cover up most of the screen. But number 48, as you can see, it starts with a 7. Yeah, the 4, 2, and the 1 together to get 7, 3, 1, 6. And it has 9 in there. So if you assumed that the bottom left-hand quadrant was going to be a 3, you would have been wrong, which is why taking the time to figure out at least 1 or more of the other 3 visa ticket application or ticket application thingies that are found around the visa office is important, because if you assumed it was a 3, you would have printed out the wrong number for your visa ticket and you wouldn't have been able to get through and frustrated. So it's an 8. Since 73169, since that's 8 and 1 is 9, 0, 3, 9. So then now we've identified that the quadrant is 4281. We can then use the information we've derived from these other visa tickets to figure out what our visa ticket is. And before we do that, I'm going to explain how we figure out what the last 2 digits from the visa application or from the visa documents are, since it includes the -02, 12, 3. So just from 48, since that was the one that we looked at the most recent, it has a -08. Now, the city of departure that I mentioned earlier, which I think Guhas. I think the J would be silent here. So that coincides with Guhas, and this 12 coincides with Mikshulk. I know I'm butchering these names, but bear with me. 02 coincides with Varhas. How we see that as we can hear. Varhas, 02, Cosmic, 06. Then we have Mikshulk is 12. So that's what the city codes are for. And another reason why this guy number here, yeah, this one's 33. That's why 33 is where it is. Because Cosmic is the two-digit city code that's at the back of the application document for number 33. And we don't have an application document, clearly, since Matilda no longer works here. So where we find our city of departure is going to be from our passport. Our place of birth was Udengrad, but our place from departure right here is also from Udengrad. And if you remember, Udengrad is right here on the city codes. So the last 2 digits of ours is going to be 05. But if we take a look at ours, I've come up with a diagram to make this a little easier. I drew these out when I came across them. I always recommend to draw them out. I just have really shitty handwriting. So it's helpful if you write them out first. And since our place of departure was Udengrad-05. So this is how we can figure out what the Visa ID ticket is. So let's go ahead and input that number into here. 3, 5, 8, 5, 6, 3, 9, 2, dash 0, 5. 3, 5, 8, 5, 6, 3, 9, 2, dash 05. Great. Okay. So that is how you can figure out the Visa ID, as well as the last 2 digits. But just to prove that my method of figuring it out did give us the correct number, let's go ahead and input it into the checkpoint. Okay, so cleaned off the camera. Let's insert our application ticket, our visa that we printed off, and then insert our passport. We're gonna take a seat right here.
Now, please prepare for getting your picture taken. Don't forget not to smile.
Moment of truth.
Just one final check before you get to enjoy Dimhaven's beautiful scenery. Please insert your visa and application ticket.
That's it.
Thank you. Please take your passport. We
And-
hope you have a wonderful time exploring Dimhaven.
Thank you. Okay. Now we have our Visa ID that we printed off in there, and we're legal. And we've successfully finished the checkpoint, which then successfully finishes the demo. Now, if you got stuck here, no matter what you did, you couldn't get her to say that your picture was right. I will give you a hint without outright telling you, even though there is a hint system here. When you swivel this chair, it makes you taller. But And there we go. We're through the checkpoint. I hope that, that somebody found this video useful. And I really enjoyed playing the demo. The demo was amazing. I hope you enjoyed playing the demo as well. And I hope you enjoyed it well enough to remember to go down to the description below, click on the link to the Steam page for the game and wish list so you can get a reminder when the full game is released, as well as also check out their quick starter link that I've included down there as well, and support the Kickstarter if you can. The faster the campaign can get fully funded, the faster we can get the rest of the game. I've already backed, and I'm very excited for the game, and even if you can't, I guess, contribute to the Kickstarter, you can at least help out the devs of the game by giving it a share, or just letting other people know about it and getting more wish lists going. But thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you later. Bye, guys.